Hey everyone, it is Nick30 here, and here is 20 more facts you didn't know about The Last of Us. Number 20. At the beginning of The Last of Us, Joel, Tommy, and his baby girl are all together. However, they all eventually get split up. Now, after 4 seasons pass by, a full year, everything comes round full circle, and Joel, Tommy, and his baby girl are reunited yet again. Number 19. Speaking of Wyoming, at Tommy's dam, Ellie steals a horse and runs away. When you go out searching for her, if you look at the ground, you're actually able to see the horse tracks that Ellie's horse left behind, which lead to the ranch. Number 18. Joel has made a name for himself as a ruthless survivor. He'll do anything and everything to survive. When in a melee engagement with hunters, Joel can perform many never-before-seen melee kills depending on his position in the environment and the health of the enemy. You can pull down enemies from stairs. Enemies can pull you down from stairs. You can Spartan kick enemies from the top of a staircase. A lot of stair action going on here. You can even unleash your Greco-Roman wrestling background and toss them aside like so. Enemies will even whimper, begging for their life when you knock them down and take aim at them.
Look, buddy, don't do anything stupid now. You motherfucker! You're dead. Oh!
Number 17. In the hospital, as Joel is on his pursuit to find Ellie, if you enter one of the side rooms, you'll actually see an eye exam poster. Now, this is not your everyday eye exam poster, though. It's a message from the naughty gods themselves saying, "Run, you are nearly there. Don't quit." Number 16. Remember when Joel told Ellie not to tell anyone about her condition?
Don't tell anybody about your condition. They think you're crazy, they'll try to kill you.
Well, in Billstown, Ellie keeps what Joel said in mind.
I think we're good.
For now. God damn those things. Nobody's bitten, right?
Nope. I'm good.
It's funny because she actually is bit, but she said that she isn't, but when she really is. Number 15. As the spring season begins, Joel and Ellie are walking along the highway. If you choose to trail behind Ellie and walk really slowly, Ellie will regularly look back to Joel as if she's concerned or making sure he's all right. After what had happened in the winter chapter just previously, you can see why she seems so nervous or scared. She's been through a lot.
Ellie! Stop! Stop!
Fucking touch me!
It's okay. It's me. It's me. It's me. Look. It's me.
Number 14. In the toy store, after Henry reminds Sam of the rule.
The rule? What is it? We only take what we have to.
That's right.
Ellie picks up the toy robot that Sam drops, which she then gives to Sam later on in this cutscene. But what's interesting is that Ellie won't actually do it while you're looking directly at her. It's when she's completely out of your sight that she'll pick it up. Pretty sneaky. Number 13. Before reaching the hospital with Ellie, while still in the underground tunnel, there comes a part where you face a strong current of water. The logical thing to do would be to avoid this rapid current, but you can actually jump in and swim. Number 12. The story of Ish. Now, if you weren't reading the notes found throughout the sewers, you most likely have no idea who Ish is. Let me tell you his story in about 10 seconds or less. Ish built a community in the sewers. One day someone left the door open, infected swarmed everywhere. Ish escaped, leaving this message.
Oh, you fucking kidding me?
He then took shelter in the suburbs, and that's the last recorded place he lived in. Alright, story time over. Now, in The Last of Us multiplayer, you can actually see a message from Ish on the beach map. You'll see this secret message.
Ish was here. Wish someone else was too.
So my question is, did Ish come back to the sewers and beach after leaving the suburbs, indicating he's still alive? Or was this before the sewers became infested with clickers, runners, and stalkers? I wonder if Ish will be making an appearance in The Last of Us 2. Number 11, back on the topic of multiplayer. When playing on Billstown, you can see a water tower far off in the distance. That is the water tower map. If you stand on this truck, you can actually get a much better view. Pretty cool Easter egg. Number 10, there's a wide variety of explosives scattered around each map in the single player, including fire extinguishers and propane tanks. When you shoot a fire extinguisher, it doesn't deal any damage to the enemy, and they don't stun enemies like smoke bombs do either. Instead, fire extinguishers just release a large cloud of smoke, hiding you from the enemy, like this. As for explosive propane tanks, these, as you might have guessed, are explosive. They go boom and explode, causing damage. Boom, lots of damage, yeah. Number 9, for this next fact, let's check out Sarah's room. Dawn of the Wolf poster, beanbag chair, calendar, and some... Wait, what is that? Try a better angle. Illuminate it. Zoom in. Sarah's last name is Miller. Joel and Sarah Miller. Also, Sarah has more cool photos in her room, including pictures of herself with Joel and Tommy, and also her friends. She even has a picture of some of the Naughty Dog team. It's a little blurry, but it has the caption, "Best team in the world?" But we all know that's a lie. What's the best team? The A-Team. Number 8. After the infected outbreak occurred, 20 whole years passed by in the story of The Last of Us. In those 20 years, Joel got many cuts, bruises, and scars on his arms. These scars normally can't be seen on his arms though, since Joel only ever wears long sleeve shirts. But remember that t-shirt he's wearing in the prologue? If you go to the bonuses tab and equip that t-shirt, voila! You can now see cuts, bruises, blood, and all that fun stuff that was not normally supposed to be seen. Number 7. After gifting Joel a new watch, Sarah jokes around, saying,
"Drugs. I sell hardcore drugs."
And what do you think Joel's occupation is following the outbreak? Selling and smuggling drugs. And of course guns with Tess, but I think that's still pretty funny.
Out on this. I got
On that note of Joel's job, what was it before the outbreak? Take a minute to answer the poll up above to see if you know what it is before we actually get into it. In the opening cutscene, Joel is talking to Tommy and mentions a contractor being in charge.
He's the contractor, okay? I can't lose this job.
And if you scour his home, you can find many blueprints and books, all relating to a common theme of construction. You can see a book titled Texas Landscape. More books with construction in the title. Yet another book titled Construction Business 101. Okay, so from all of this, we can deduce that Joel is a construction worker or maybe even a carpenter. Most likely a carpenter because of the truck that he has outside his house. But hey, it's open to interpretation. What if he was an engineer? Which would explain why he knows how to make and mod so many cool things in the game. But hold on just a second. He has an exercise machine in his room and most definitely has weights in his closet then, right? What if he's a bodybuilder? Didn't think of that now, did ya? Number 6. Joel's birthday and his daughter's death is on the same day that the apocalypse happens. Talk about terrible luck. Number 5. Ellie says some humorous things along her journey to the Fireflies.
You're totally fucking with me.
For example, if you just stand there and look at her, she'll get impatient.
Okay. So now you're just standing there and this is awkward.
She'll get more impatient.
Man, he's got a fucking stick up his ass. Do you want to go somewhere? Or you just want to kind of stand here and do nothing?
She'll get even more impatient.
Should we move? Or just stand here? So you can look around at absolutely nothing?
She will even berate you.
What are we doing? This is taking entirely too long. You doing nothing and walking around doing nothing. You are literally walking around in the same exact spot.
Number 4. Speaking of Ellie saying some really funny things, when she kills enemies at certain locations, she'll boast about it to Joel in some really funny ways.
Pretty good, right?
Don't let it go to your head. Let it go to theirs.
There's some other stuff she says as well.
You okay?
Did you just see me?
That was good.
Watch out though, Ellie is quite sassy when you give her attitude, okay?
Let's search for supplies.
Not bad, right?
Don't let it go to your head. Let it go to theirs.
Piece of shit.
Another dialogue exchange between Joel and Ellie that really brings them to life is in the financial plaza. Ellie holds open a door for you, and if you don't act fast, she'll start grunting and rushing you just as any frustrated person would.
Go! This is really heavy!
Ellie is such a lively character, as is everyone else in the post-apocalyptic world. Just check out this hidden dialogue for Henry.
Shh, like a ninja, this guy.
All of the characters just feel so real. It's one of the reasons why we can relate to them and feel sorry for them and care for them. The Last of Us truly is an amazing game. Number 3, the Left Behind DLC takes place only a few months before the main campaign of The Last of Us, and despite it being only a few months before, Ellie seems to look noticeably younger. Not necessarily a fact, just something to pay attention to and realize how losing your best friend can do that to you. She's no longer an innocent little girl after what happened in Left Behind. She's stressed, worried, and so on. Number 2, after Ellie saves Joel's life in the hotel, Joel makes it clear he doesn't want Ellie doing anything on their journey.
I feel sick.
And you just hang back like I told you to.
Shortly after, Joel gives Ellie a rifle and she covers him from a distance while Joel battles some hunters.
You reckon you can handle that?
Clearly, Joel changed his mind. He realizes they'd both have a much better chance at surviving if Ellie is helping out along the way.
How about something a little more your size?
Now contrast that to Sam and Henry, who have a completely opposite relationship. Henry doesn't want Sam doing anything.
Sam! He just crawled through!
He what? Sam, what the hell are you doing?
And of course, this is with good intentions though, similar to Joel at the beginning. You know, Henry wants to do everything himself to keep his brother safe.
How about I worry about my brother, you worry about your girl.
But in the end, it costs both of them their lives. It just shows an example of what very well may have happened had Joel never decided to trust Ellie and let her help. Before we get to fact number 1, let's explore an Easter egg that I can guarantee you have never heard before. Upon arriving in the slums, Joel and Tess encounter a lively area with people selling food, rations, and even dogs. The dogs push up against the fence, barking and whining for someone to give them a new home. Well, take a look up, and slightly to the right, there's a sign that says 15 tickets each. This is where it gets interesting. No, this isn't a Fallout 4 dog meat sidekick kind of dog, but you can buy one of them, and it will actually follow you around until the end of the quarantine zone chapter. Telling it to do tricks, petting it, ordering it to bark as a distraction, those are just some of the things a dog can do. So how do you buy one of those 2 dogs? To get those 15 tickets, follow these steps. Walk onto the bus, engage with this guy right here, turn around, walk over to the straggler and make eye contact with him. After about 10 seconds passes by, that first dude on the bus will come over to you and tell you to keep on walking. A fight will then engage, and then if you beat him, you can scavenge the 15 tickets. Okay, now I was just playing with you guys. Did I actually have anyone fooled? Did you guys actually believe that? I don't know why, I'm sorry. Let's get on to number 1 now, shall we? Number 1, The Last of Us is a perfectly symmetrical story. For this to make sense, I want you guys to think of the winter season as the midway point of the story in The Last of Us. Everything that happens in the first half of the story, before winter, will be parallel to everything that happens in the second half of the story, during and after the winter. So we have winter in the middle, and now we're gonna start at the ends of this timeline, beginning with A, and we're gonna work our way towards the middle. It'll all make sense in a sec. The Last of Us begins with a close-up of Sarah's face. The Last of Us ends with a close-up of Ellie's face. We play as Sarah, Joel's baby girl. We play as Ellie, Joel's baby girl. There's a scene set in a car that transitions between playable characters. We switch from Sarah to Joel. There's another scene set in a car that transitions between playable characters. We switch from Joel to Ellie. Joel tries to escape while carrying his baby girl, but is stopped when someone, a soldier, aims a gun at them.
Stop right there!
Joel is trying to escape again while carrying his baby girl, but is stopped when someone, Marlene, aims a gun at them.
You can't save her.
There's an interrogation scene with Robert. There's another interrogation scene with a Firefly soldier.
Where?
Top floor, the far end.
Marlene is introduced. Marlene is reintroduced.
Welcome to the Fireflies.
Ellie is taken away from the Fireflies.
Let's go.
Ellie is taken back by the Fireflies. Ellie is talkative and Joel is quiet.
What are you doing?
Killing time.
Joel is talkative and Ellie is quiet.
Ellie,
What?
the ladder. Come on.
Right.
There's an encounter with enemies, Henry and Sam, who end up being friendlies.
Can you believe this guy?
There's an encounter with friendlies, David, who ends up being an enemy. Joel is separated from Ellie.
Girl of yours. She took one of our horses and rode off.
Damn it. Which way?
Winter takes place and Ellie is separated from Joel. And that is that, A-Team. My favorite parallel is how at the beginning of the game, Joel is carrying Sarah to her death, obviously being unaware of that. But that's then mirrored by Joel carrying Ellie away from her death at the ending. Do you guys follow? The Last of Us begins with Joel losing his daughter and ends with him saving her. Naughty Dog is absolutely brilliant. There's honestly no way that's a coincidence. So before I wrap up this video, I'd just like to mention a bonus fact. The Last of Us has a multiplayer mode. You guys would be surprised at how many comments I get with people saying they had no clue multiplayer existed. I think it's because of the name, Factions MP. Not as obvious as a multiplayer or online. And yes, the player base is active. Go play it, guys. Let's keep the community alive until The Last of Us 2 comes out. So I guess with that all being said, keep on being awesome, A-Team, and I will see you all in the next one. Hey! So guys, we actually have an A-Team Discord and an A-Team subreddit. Go check them out. Links in the description.